most respected dear family members, we are learning about Hindu Dharma through the messages of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda has given all these messages directly quoted or indirectly explained from our heritage books. So last day before yesterday, I was explaining the Hindu messages as given by Swami Vivekananda. Now next messages. Books are infinite in number and time is short. So we are living in this world for a short period. And there are innumerable books for us to learn. The secret of knowledge is to take what is essential. Don't try to read all the books available. Try to read the most important and the most interesting and the most needed books in your life. So the secret of knowledge is to take what is essential, take that and try to live up to it. So take the knowledge essentially needed, then try to live with that knowledge. Both the forces of good and evil will keep the universe alive for us until we awake from our dreams and give up this building of mud pies. Always remember that. There will be good and there will be bad, just like there is sunrise and sunset, just like life and death, birth and death is there, just like ups and down is there, just like profit and loss, income and outgoing will be there in the life. The two forces will always be there in the life. They are the forces of good and the forces of evil. They will be there always on the surface of the globe earth for everyone. We awake from our dreams and give up this building of the mud pies, thinking that there will be good and bad and always thinking. Instead of that, arise, get up and build a powerful house of your dream with the force of good. Automatically the force of evil will disappear. Delusion will vanish as the light comes. Light becomes more and more effulgent. Load after load of ignorance will vanish. When you are becoming a learned person, when the knowledge flow inside, naturally the ignorance will flow out. Load after load of ignorance. We are generally ignorant. Our knowledge level is only little bit. And add more and more knowledge so that more and more ignorance will be evacuated from our mind. And then will come a time when all else has disappeared and the sun alone shines. Once you are acquiring knowledge and going on acquiring knowledge, a state will come when you become zero ignorant and infinite knowledgeable. Even though it is an imaginary level, the level of knowledge will generally overweigh and goes up compared to the level of ignorance. So, acquire the knowledge. Aprapyavaranibodhada. So, acquire knowledge from the scholars and enlighten yourself. And in Jnana Yoga, Lord Krishna has told through different pathways of listening, watching, Bhadram karnevi shrunuyamadiva, Bhadram pashyema kshabiryajatraha. Listen as much as possible and watch as much as possible so that you will become enlightened and finally we will become the embodiment of knowledge. Prajnanam Brahma. I am the manifestation and the manipulation of the divine knowledge. I will become the manifestation of the knowledge. Do any deserve liberty who are not ready to give it to others. Do anything. You do anything. But you are liberty at doing anything. Give liberty to others also to do good things. Don't think that liberty and freedom is there only for you. make others also do by providing freedom and liberty to others. Let us calmly go to work. Do the work. Do the work. Karma tarapi. Karmanyeva te adhikaraha. Your power is in performing the action. Your power, your duty, your responsibility, your privilege, that will be in doing the work, action. So, let us calmly go to work. Instead of dissipating our energy in unnecessary fretting and fuming, instead of wasting our time in spreading the rumor, thinking about the negative and spreading the negatives, let us do the work. Let not our energy get dissipated for negative things. Many a times, our energy will be wasted for the negative things, either for listening negatives, or for watching negatives, or for discussing negatives, or for thinking about negatives, or for practicing negatives. We waste our time. No, no, no. Do the positives and go on doing the good actions, positives. Do not hate anybody, because that hatred which comes out from you must in the long run come back to you. Don't hate. Ma vidvishavahai sahana vavadu. Let us exist together. Sahano bhunaktu. Let us share the result of the work together. Saha vidyam karavavahai. Let us work together. Tejasvina vaditamastu. Let us enlighten together. Ma vidvishavahai. Let us not have hatred towards anybody. So do not hate anybody. Ma vidvishavahai. Let you not have hatred towards anybody, because that hatred will come out from you. The hatred which is coming out from you must in the long run come back to you. That the pupil will start hating you. When you start hating others, in the long run pupil will start hating you. If you love others, naturally others will be loving you. If you give good to others, naturally for every action there is positive reaction to that. So you will be getting good back. If you say good to others, people will say good about you. So if you love, love will come back to you, completing the circle. So half a circle in the life is giving good to others. The remaining half is taking good from others. Thus the circle will be completed. Each work has to pass through these stages. Whatever may be the responsibility that you are taking, whatever may be the big task you are going to undertake, whatever may be the mission that you are going to undertake, remember that in the first stage people will ridicule you, people will criticize you, people will denigrate you, people will degrade you. So each work has to pass through these stages. Swami Vivekananda tells, of which the first stage is ridicule, second stage is opposition, third stage is acceptance. Very fantastic message. So whatever may be the thing that you are starting, people will ridicule you, criticize you, degrade you, belittle you, denigrate you, and will make fun of you initially. But pursue the work. You will be going to the next stage. People will start opposing you. And the best example, I am very sure that our Narendra Modi is attaining the level of Indian Prime Ministership. That itself is something wonderful. As an example, Swami Vivekananda also faced the same thing. Shankaracharya also faced the same thing, and he was ridiculed by many people. And anyone starting any mission-oriented work, the first thing that he will have to face is ridiculing and degrading and denigrating by others. Then people will start opposing that, you. So withstand all these things. Just accept the opposition. And finally, you will be accepted by the people. But you should have patience and perseverance to pursue the work till the last moment. Those who think ahead of their time are sure to be misunderstood. Those who are thinking something revolutionary, definitely others will be misunderstanding you. If you are thinking a revolutionary change, if you are changing some highly innovative mission, if you are thinking something extremely creative, I am very sure that people will misunderstand you, misinterpret you, oppose you, ridicule you, but have the courage, internal and external, to withstand that. Even the greatest fool can accomplish a task if it were after his or her heart. The meaning is very clear. Remember that if you like a work, even if we are fools, we will do that work because we like that work. Once one person is interested in a particular work, he will do that work only because he likes that. But the intelligent ones are those who can convert every work into one that suits their taste. But remember that when you are marching forward in the life, one cannot expect that all the work you enjoy. One cannot expect that you will be getting only the work which is interested to you. You cannot expect all the work will be given to you which you are enjoying. There will be many work which you are not interested in performing. There will be work which you are not at all interested in involving with. So the intelligent people will convert all the work into the work of their interest. So convert the negative work to the positive work which you enjoy. So not that you enjoy only the work that you can enjoy. You should elevate yourself to see that Stirairangaihi tuštuvagam sastanubhyarvechema devahitam yadayuhu. Your body, your organs are given to you in such a way that you can perform almost all the work which your mind directs to you to do. So convert the disinterested work into interested work. Karyadehi avashak karma sarvaha prakriti gunaihi. One thing is very sure, you will be forced to do the work if you are working in a company. Whether you like it or not, nobody bothers. So instead of somebody else forcing you to do, you yourself enjoy that work and convert a non-enjoyable work into enjoyable work. So the intelligent people should convert the non-interesting work to interesting work. Every individual is a center for the manifestation of a certain force. You remember that everyone has got internal surge, internal force, internal power, and that enthusiasm, ichha shakti, that internal power that is given to everyone in the world. This force has been stored up as the result of our previous works, and each one of us is born with this force at our back. This is what is called destiny, vidhi, niyati. So you can see many musicians have got inherent taste in music. Many dancers have got inherent taste in dancing. Many engineers are born engineers. Many doctors are not merely performing doctors, they are born doctors. And many painters are there, many politicians are there, many speakers are there. They are becoming the singers, painters, musicians, dancers, doctors, engineers, mainly because in the previous birth and the result of the previous action, that will be giving them energy to perform in their area of choice. So you are endowed with huge quantum of energy that will be thrusting you and me for performing the action. So become a karma yogi and perform that. Everything must be sacrificed if necessary for that one sentiment of universality. Thinking that I am born for the duty for performing the karma yoga, my action and my activity will be for the betterment of the universe in toto, for the betterment of universe. If your activity is for the betterment of the universe, if your activity is for the betterment of the globe earth, if your activity is for the betterment of every living and non-living being in the earth, and if our activity is meant for everything, then sacrifice your time, sacrifice your energy, sacrifice your knowledge for attaining that universality approach of good, the universal good. Sacrifice anything needed for getting absolute good in the earth. Freedom can never be reached by the weak. Weak will always be weaker, and they will be interested in performing the work as slaves. They will always be subordinates. They enjoy the role of the worker given and doing the work given by the master. A weak cannot become a master. A weak cannot become a director. A weak person cannot become a manager, because he always enjoys doing the lower level of work. Throw away all your weakness. Throw away all your weakness. Tell your body that you are strong. That is very important. Be. Never be weak. And uttishtata, gloriously stand up. In Yajurveda it is told, very nicely the mantra told that Tejosi Tejomayi Dehi. You are the embodiment of Tejas, energy. Make me energetic. Tejosi Tejomayi Dehi. Vidyamasi Vidyamayi Dehi. You are highly energetic and highly enthusiastic and highly work providing energy. Vidyamasi. You have got valor. Make me energetic also. So Shurosi Shuromayi Dehi. Vidyamasi Vidyamayi Dehi. Mahosi Mahomayi Dehi. You are great. Make me great. Sahosi Sahomayi Dehi. You can withstand any negative. You have got perseverance. Make me also tolerable to anything, any negatives. This is a Ayurvedic mantra. That is what Swami Vivekananda tells, be strong, be strong. And remember, give up all desire for enjoyment in earth or heaven. Here Swami Vivekananda tells, give up the bondage, not your ordinary desire. Many a times people get bonded with something and get trapped there and find it difficult to come out of that desire. So you can get attached with anything but never get bonded with anything. You can get attached with anything but never get bonded with anything. So give up all desire for enjoyment. Don't enjoy beyond a limit, because every enjoyment follows the sorrow also. Control the organs of senses and control the mind. That is very important. Control your senses. That is ears, eyes, nose, tongue, skin. And also control the mind, so that you can guide them. Just like the 5 horses pulling the chariot of Lord Krishna in the Kurukshetra war, the 5 horses are 5 sensory organs. Lord Krishna is the mind and Arjuna is the body. So in Bhagavad Gita, 5 horses are there. Some people used to ask whether there are 4 horses or 5 horses. Don't worry about it. Whether 4 or 5, it will be the depiction of the painter of that particular picture. But 5 senses represent the 5 horses. Lord Krishna represents the mind, Arjuna the body. So remember, control the organs of the senses and control the mind. Bear every misery without even knowing that you are miserable. Never think you are sorrow. Never think you are sad. Never think you are miserable. Never think you are in the midst of negative. think positive, do positive, have a vision which has got positive, and march forward. Yat bhava tad bhavati. Finally, you will be reaching to that point. So, in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna has Idrichaya Chopabannam Swarga Dwaramabhavratam Sugina Kshatriya Partha Lebande Yuddham Idrisham. Even the battlefield, the war, think that it is a great opportunity for you. Even the war where the possibility of life and death 50-50. For the weak, the possibility of death and life is 90-10. Still think that it is an opportunity for showing your valor. So even the war can be converted to a positive thing. So keep the confidence in the mind. Be fearless. Be egoless. March forward. Think of nothing but spiritual freedom. What you want to attain, not physical freedom. Even an individual who is in the jail, he is also physically free, but only thing, four walls are there around him. He is mentally free. He can think about the sun, he can think about the moon, but spiritual freedom, that is the absolute freedom. There you can enjoy every negative and you can enjoy every positive. You can enjoy every negative and you can enjoy every positive. Go on saying, I am free. Think and act like you are free. Freedom is your spiritual freedom. Freedom is your mental freedom. Freedom is your physical freedom. You have got freedom to think the way you like. You have got the freedom to pray the way you like. Don't say that you are a sinner. Don't think you are a sinner. Don't think that somebody will hang himself for saving you from the sin. If you are a sinner, your duty to remove the sin, not somebody else will be removing your sin. If you are hungry, you have to eat food. Somebody else eating food will not remove your hunger. If you are thirsty, drink water, but somebody else drinking water will not remove your thirst. So go on saying that I am free. Never mind if the next delusion comes and says I am bound. Sometimes after that you may be thinking that you are bonded, but still frequently try to think that you are free. You will realize that you are free. The realization that you are free, that is the greatest freedom. And dehypnotize from the bonded mind to unbonded mind. Dehypnotize the bonded mind to unbonded mind. God is merciful to those who sees struggling heart and soul. So you go on working, you continuously work. Take your heart, take your soul, devote for the work and get the mission undertaken. Get the result, the God will be with you. Dharmaputra asked Bhishma Pitamaha what are the qualities needed for a king and a leader. What are the qualities needed for a king and a leader? Bhishma Pitamaha replied to the questions. Udyamam, Sahasam, Dhairyam, Buddhi, Shakti, Parakramau. Udyamam, entrepreneurship. Sahasam, the will to undertake any challenge. Dhairyam, courage. Buddhi, wisdom. Shakti, muscle power. Parakramam, the will to throw away the obstacles and march forward. Udyama, Sahasam, Dhairyam, Buddhi, Shakti, Parakramau. Shadayade yatra vartamde devam tatra prakachaye. Where all these 6 qualities are there, the God will automatically bless you. And Bhishma never said that where the blessings of the God is there all the 6 qualities will be. No. Where all the 6 qualities are there the blessings of the God will be there. So God is merciful to those who sees struggling heart, working hand and struggling heart and soul for realization. So through Karma Yoga you can attain realization, through Jnana Yoga you can attain realization, and through Bhakti Yoga you can attain realization. But remain idle without any struggle and you will see that His grace will never come. If you are remaining as a lazy, idle man, God will never bless you. Merely prayer will never work. Prayer is needed for only those who have got a struggling will. A lazy man, an idle man, an arrogant man praying and offering something to the God, don't expect that the God will be giving the blessing, or your mind even will not become eligible for receiving the blessing of the God. So, the messages of India, messages of Hindu Dharma as given by Swami Vivekananda will be continued. It will be going on, and try to learn, try to understand, try to cherish, and Swadhyaya Pravajanapyam na pramatitavyam. Teach others. Teach others. Teach your children. Teach your family members. Teach your neighbors. Teach your students. And become mad in teaching. I am using a wrong word. Become mad in teaching others. Like a Christian, always try to spread the message of Jesus Christ. Like a Muslim, always trying to spread his religion. Let a powerful Hindu try to learn and teach the Hindu Dharma to others. Never take rest. Never bother what others think. If you are outside India, follow the rules of the country. Never violate the rules. Thank you very much. My pranams to you.